Well, well, well. Look what brave little mouse has come crawling into my den. An impressive feat, I must say. At least for a mortal. Why? It's not every day you see someone such as yourself walk so brazenly into hell. The confidence on your face, it's something to be admired. But what else should I expect? After all, it takes a certain kind of braveness, or stupidity, as I, to make a deal with a devil. So, welcome to my parlor, brave mouse. It is a pleasure to make your acquaintance. How might I be of assistance? Actually, before we get started on the nitty-gritty reasons for your being here, allow me to alter the surroundings slightly, make them a bit more relaxed, comfortable even. It's ever so important that my clients enjoy the time they spend here, and you're no different, even though I doubt what we will be discussing will be particularly pleasant. There, gone is my office, replaced instead by a banquet of tasty food and delightful beverages. Indulge yourself, because, depending on what you say to me, little mouse, it may be the last feast you enjoy for a very long time. While you do that, I need to attend to something. Sheila, could you be a dear and rearrange my schedule for a few hours? I expect I'm going to be a little busy. Oh, my warlock is waiting in the lobby already? Well, tell him to come back later. After all, I could take away the powers I grant him with a flick of my finger. I sincerely doubt he'd want that, would he? No, he wouldn't. Thank you. Ah, 1,000 pardons, my friend. I've been ever so busy. Being a devil is such a rigorous job, even on the quiet days. So many people, both mortal and immortal, want something from you. It's positively infuriating sometimes. People pestering me, asking me for things, trying to strike a deal or escape it. It actually never happens. My contracts are ironclad, escape-proof. There's not a single loophole in their terms, I promise you. But they still try, the fools. They always think they can outwit me when they most decidedly cannot. But enough ranting and moaning from me. That's not what you're here for. You're here on business, my friend. With purpose, but whatever for. Oh, of course. You wish to escape your contract, of course. Why else would you be here? I mean, I suppose there's always the chance you'd create another, contract with me. But I mean, when you think about it, there isn't particularly much else you can offer me, is there? I mean, I already have dominion over your soul. There isn't much else about you that intrigues me. Your talent, your skills, all relevant to one such as I. All that mattered was that makes you you. And I already have that, don't I? Forgive me. I signed so many contracts daily, I've actually forgotten. What did you sell your immortal soul for again? Ah, yes. You wanted to be a successful writer. I remember now, watching you day in, day out at the computer, tapping away at the keyboard, spurting out words, crafting sentences, forming stories, all in the hope that you might one day make it big. And that you might one day have people acknowledge your talent. You might one day get published. And have you not? Have you not succeeded in what you set out to do? Have I not fulfilled what I promised? You are a successful writer, are you not? Though I suppose in a way you already were. For anyone who enjoys what they are doing is a success in one form or another. Sure, you could have waited, you could have bided your time just like anyone else, just played the game and mastered your talents and hope someone might notice. But you didn't. You came to me, you took a shortcut, and now you're trying to escape the consequences of it. But really, you should have been more specific about what kind of successful writer you wanted to be, or perhaps you should have read your contract more closely before you signed on that dotted line. You could have mentioned you wanted to focus on novels, or that you had a dynamic spec script for a screenplay. Perhaps try your hand at erotica, maybe even dabble in science fiction. But no, you kept it vague like all my collected souls do. You didn't think your wording through, and because of that, you left my options wonderfully open. Something I can't thank you enough for. Thank you. And so what if your successful writing field isn't exactly what you intended when you made the deal? It's still a successful career, is it not? Remind me, what was... Ah, yes. The ASMR scripts. I see you have quite a lot of fills, few upvotes in those. I'd be jealous if I cared about that sort of thing. You have hundreds of talented voice actors filling in each and every one of your stories, waiting for more. So what seems to be the problem? Is it the medium? The lack of fame? Because really, my friend, if fame is all you cared about rather than the joy of writing, perhaps that was the problem to begin with. You took your love of art for granted, wishing instead to make a profit when you should really be appreciative of what you had, and viewed any fame you got as a bonus. But that's just my 2 cents, I'm not judging. I've seen far worse cases than you. Why, you're barely a drop in the bucket when it comes to the depraved selfishness I've seen you mortals display. Why, you need merely look around the halls of my home. You'll see millions of wretched souls I've laid claim to over the centuries, all of them screaming and begging for an escape from this torment that they'll never find, each one expanding my domain and reputation among my peers, increasing my power one contract at a time. There's no doubt you already saw the future that lies in store when you entered this place, a matter I am certainly intent on rectifying, by the way. I'm not entirely happy with how you managed to enter this place uninvited, even if our encounter has proved amusing thus far. I'm quite intent on discovering your method of intrusion before you leave. No doubt you already saw the future that lies in store when you entered this place. A matter I actually intend on rectifying, by the way. I'm not entirely happy with how you managed to enter this place uninvited, even if our encounter has proved very amusing thus far. I'm quite intent on discovering your methods of intrusion before you leave. Uh-huh. You were expecting me to say you won't be leaving. Oh, no, little mouse. You still have many years of whatever it is you mortals do before you enter my home for the next infinitude. Because, in case that thick head of yours needs to be told, I won't be amending our deal. I have stuck to my terms exactly as they were laid out. But you haven't, mortal. Allow me to enlighten you of the folly of your ways. Now, where did I put... Clause F, Section 6, Paragraph 6. Client will not enter the home of the contractor unless otherwise invited. Doing so will result in one of the punishments listed below. Those punishments. let's look at them, shall we? Permanent blindness, loss of limbs, deafness, muteness, incognito, ooh, that's a fun one, or something ironic. Yes, I almost always choose the ironic option. It works so wonderfully, and it never fails to put a smile on my face. So, you may return to your realm, mortal. I've actually grown to be quite tired of listening to you and your entitled problems, so I really wouldn't have it any other way. Yes, return to your realm, to your friends, family, your pathetic little life. And when you put pen to paper, you'll find it might be more difficult than it was before. The ideas, the stories, the words, they'll still come to you, but you just won't know what to do with them. You won't know how to lay them out. You'll never feel quite right. While your career will still flourish, you'll never be able to enjoy the art you so decidedly took for granted. So, I hope coming here and trying to weasel your way out of the consequences was worth it, little mouse. I hope the next few decades of creative bankruptcy were what you desired, because that's what you got out of this little visit, my friend. And that's what you get when you make a deal with a devil.